Man, would you look at those? Anyways, hey guys, Kinglis here from the Wafan's Armory. So I recently got a new set of Delton products, and what's really interesting about this is that with these Delton products, people has been saying that you should really start using them to spar, or at least you could use them to spar. And I was curious, how do you use an almost sharp or even blunt blade to do any sparring? Because that's quite unsafe. Now, by sparring, of course, we're talking about in the context of HEMA. HEMA is going to be, well, your historical context. You're trying to recreate the art as much as possible, but ultimately you're trying to do what they were literally doing in the books. So once you have, of course, a rapier and a side sword, how do you recreate that? What do you do? Is your guard the same? Are you literally doing everything they can? This is what I'm really trying to do and get it as close as the historical sources as much as possible. So with the Delton, this one is going to be one of his recently made rapier, customized hilt in my color. I actually wanted purple, but apparently it was not appropriate to do purple. So I was like, let's do maroon, because that's cool. Okay, so what we have is that we have a very classic side sword that has a knuckle bow. I use this mainly for Mancellino, Morazzo, Dalagaki, anything that's 16th century Balinese treatises. So you will have a very common side rings, a thumb ring, and of course you can, and you don't have to, but you could have a knuckle bow. I thought I liked one because, hand protection. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Look at all those detailing. So you could get them not detailed or detailed, but for the difference of just 40 euros, you might as well get it detailed. And these are all hand done by Master Falvio Delton. Oh my god, I could look at this all day long. In any case, hilt-wise, this one is going to be a mild steel construction, wooden core, and the tan goes right through. It's actually threaded. I asked for it to be threaded because I was thinking about swapping your guards out and stuff like that. And if the blade, and I get a different blade, I can swap it out. But majority is that, it's cheaper to get it threaded. Because especially when you're buying big swords, once again, I have recently also the great sword. So especially when you're shipping really big items like this one literally comes up to my chin height, and I am 5'7" potato. So that thing is like it's actually 141 centimeters. The reason why these are threaded mostly because it's safe on shipping. So now swords could be threaded, it could be peen, either one. In that case. So with one of these, going back to the Delton inside, people, what they do is that they actually get one of the longer rapier. This guy's is 40 inches, and as you can see, the flex is pretty good. I'm just bending my finger, but then again, that's still pretty stiff. And even if I were to put a little button on there, I really do not want to thrust someone in the face with this. Yeah, no, even fencing mask, I do find this a little bit dangerous. But then again, that's just me being overly cautious. You could still do it in a very controlled environment. I just don't trust my own skill to do that yet, especially when I'm dealing with my friends, my students, or even my instructor. Oh boy, there's not a lot of HEMAs out there. Let's just save more. But in any case, I love this thing. It's so fast, so nimble. You can do all the guard you want. Thrust, staccata, punta, imbrocata, reversal, mandrito, all the other stuff. It works fantastically well. Now the biggest question is, since we are trying to recreate all these in the HEMA historical context, what is the best way of doing it? You could definitely get a whole bunch of other swords and try to make it work, but the thing is that it's not your sword. So what it would feel like to be fighting with this sword? And so I asked Master Value is, please make me a sparring version. And of course, I ripped off a kvetun side sword blade, and of course it's super safe. The blade profile, it is very much alike, except that mine is 4 inches shorter. 40 inches mostly for the later period stuff, 17th century, very rapier, frosty, like pokey stuff. They did have that in the 16th century, I just don't use rapier yet. So, which is why I got a side sword. 37 inch, really good, of course I tipped it. Even not tipping it, roll edges, yeah, it still kind of hurts. But in any case, so with this guard is, I have used this guy for about a good 2 weeks now against basket, hill, great sword, long sword, masters for some reason. But in any case, I took a lot of hit to this, especially when we're used to basket, hill, fencing, and then suddenly someone's holding your hand up like that. Oh, sorry, it's a little higher. Like that, especially like that, it's like, wow, that is a really meaty target. So everyone is trying to keep sniping on this guard. And of course, even when I parry, they will still hit the knuckleball. These two parts on my other sparring sword, kvetun, actually, it wasn't kvetun actually, Hanwei, sorry. They have been collapsing. And this guy, wow, seriously, it's a workhorse of a beast. Master Fabio did a fantastic job. So I'm going to show you a couple things. So if we look at the little details, let's just say, look at that for instance. Those are mostly hits from basket hill. One here. Can't really see it like that. So once again, yeah, you can't really see it much. And of course, a lot of hits coming down here. If we can look at this, you see how it's slightly bent down right here? But it still looks relatively straight. So comparing to the original one, that is not, I gotta watch my ceiling. So like, look at that. Can you tell which one is which? Not really. Still in really good shape. The ring hasn't broken. Oh, by the way, cheating wise, that has 1 bar, that has several bars. Why? I don't know, it's cool. Master Fabio did it, so it must be a good idea. But in any case, overall, it's still a tremendously nimble blade. Actually, it's even more nimble. I can do Mandrico, Traversone, and also reversal, imbrocata, anything else that you can do. And of course, it thrusts with amazing authority. You can still do your faccia, you can still do your entrade. Holy crap, I love this thing so much! Okay, so another thing is, how does it really work in the context of, let's say, using your gloves? So, I have absolutely no pain tolerance, and any hit that gets me, I would freak out, and I am terrible. So I splurged and I got pro gauntlets. Yeah, people say bad things about them, but hey, I love them. I really don't want my hands to get broken. So, Stefan Potsdam, Martin, which is one of the Patreon I actually support, and I freaking love his ideas. He is one of the main instructors who is actually training me as Balinese system as well. One of the comments he had was, for a really good guard, it is a good idea to have 3 points of contact. What does that mean? Well, your finger over your guard, so that's 1 point of contact. Second contact is going to be your actual handle itself. Third is rather, even to me, after having sword and armor so long, even I didn't know this, is that your pommel should be in contact with your palm. Pommel. In any case, but with this, you get excellent control. And this fits the Pro Gauntlet fantastically well. And of course, our clubmate held it with the hockey glove, red dragon glove, and I think the sparring glove as well. But all in all, it all fits really good. Doesn't have any interference. It just works really well. But all in all, I'm just trying to say is that if you guys are ever curious and have been eyeing a Deltin sword, I would say give it a shot, at least grab one of the guards, and put a sparring blade on it. I have put a Hanwei sparring blade on this before. It fits just fine. I had the Castillo, I did the rapier, and I'm trying the side sword. The measurement looks the same, so I assume they would fit as well. And of course, this is the kvetun. Kvetun will have 2 different swords. You do get the lighter model and you get this heavier model. And of course, you see that there's a little ricasso, and then the blade profile gets bigger. They all fit fantastically well. What I would say is, tell Master Fabio that you want to use it for sparring, so that at least he can do it on a threaded for you. And I would make myself a hand. So I made this handle myself. It's just wood, leather, nothing fancy, but I made it shorter because I really, really want to try that 3 points of contacts. The main difference is that with the 2 point of contacts, where I don't have the connection with the pommel, the blade was a lot more tip heavy. And I have a lot of sparring swords, even actually more other Deltons, because I'm a Delton fanboy at this point, is that it feels really tip heavy. And I was looking at the other historical sources where side swords had these little stubby little handles. You'll find that in a lot of S-stock, rapiers, a lot of Spanish though actually, and Italian side sword of course. I think I found a few in German, but in any case, the context of side swords, Balinese system, is that why do they have a stubby, short handle? And I believe that's why. 3 point of contact, great for sparring, and I usually don't do really weird videos like this, it's explosion in the moment, but I had a revelation where I'm like, that's my sword right there. This is it. Like, this is my dream sword that I never knew I wanted. And after trying so many swords, I did not believe that it was a side sword. And it's Delton's side sword. I do have the model number as well. I just don't remember on top of my head. It's going to be in the link description below, or I'm going to pop it up right here. Thing. In any case, so with that, if you guys are wondering about how do you make swords, how do you put swords together, what do swords look like, and why do all sparring swords at a certain price range doesn't really look that impressive, you can always put your own hilt onto it. Other hilt I put in, I have tried way too many swords constructions, and I find that a lot of them do collapse because if you go for the brass one, if you go for the plated one, they just kind of get messed up really easily. So, which is why getting mild steel usually work better. And of course, just make sure that the ring parts like these guys and your knuckle bowl, it's big enough that you can fit your gauntlet into. I guess unless you're doing a basket hilt, then that's a different story. In any case, thank you again for watching. I am going to put a little sparring video right afterward, or maybe even before, I don't know. In any case, stay tuned for more. I have more Delton stuff that I want to review, but this guy, so impressive. I freaking love it. Well then, until next time, peace!
Nice. You've been practicing. You didn't fall, you did it well.
I would be dead. You'd be fine. Yeah! I'm just gonna put my one shoulder. I know. It's has to front of my sword and my low I a little bit pretty fast. I would risk it using the ground. Oh? What?
No, I was just watching. I was waiting until someone noticed you two swords. Well, you're being nice. You're just using your main hand as the shorter one.
Well, you didn't notice I do with when I was doing the notes. I used light.
You did use your main hand, didn't you?
And then I used
yeah, you wanted the crawl.
This was the hand. You got your in? Sure. Which one are you?
You're like,
Yeah, perfect.
do you want like a dagger or something? You might want something.
Kid throws on another jacket.
Oh, the coat, yeah. Oh, spin it in circles, kid. It's confusing. Yeah, there you go. Keep it moving. Yes. Oh. That was pretty good.
That was heavy.
It was pretty heavy, right? He threw like on top of the messer. That's awesome. Wrap it around your arm. Spin it. Oh!
I love it.
Nice job. Shot.
Oh, boy, we really are going back to the movies.
Yes. Let me get you. You hit that
Maybe.
right.
I'm gonna throw you into.
One more.
Alright, hold a sec. Hold. Hold. Yep, we're just gonna walk back.
Oh. Oh.
You can come over.
Oh.
I might need this one.
Yeah.
It has the only buckle. You want to use this
Oh.
one?
No, it's heavy.
It's heavy, right?
Come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw you in some. still just go light, and it's just to get a feel for what it's like when someone's like not doing something that is compliant, let's say. And it's just, that's how I'm trying to do today, or whatever you feel like might work. And slowly kind of build up your repertoire of things that you like. So that should be. This is a left hand. Okay, so we'll start with this. If you need any help. Sure. Yep. Well, I was trying to go with some side. I didn't have really feeling a little bit. I'm always nervous around crowds, so like how this side
This is amazing. I'm just trying to see what girl.
No, I mean to a con, to a con.
I don't know if it's honestly when you see it. It's
Some catcher might see it.
and they have their stormtroopers, but they look like. But they had actual.
You might help me put these back in there.
Yeah, it was a real.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I'm hired by the. I think
If you do want to get your gear eventually, I
it's on a
have
different.
links I can send you guys. That's pretty good.
That's not close.
That's what these guys
That's
are.
an actual company.
It's not very expensive.
Yeah, some people in.
Need help with that one?
Some people in more complex ones.
Just a little bit of a cut in. I thought it was an excellent idea if I do a little bit of a close up just to show the swords. The other one didn't turn out so well. Hi, Moo. Yes. Hi. Sit. Good boy. In any case, back to the swords. So, of course, this is the original one that I did not spar with since it has the really nice Delta blade on it. And then, this is the other one. So, we can identify a couple of damages that it actually held. Okay, so first off is you're gonna see a little bit of a thing right here. That's a full force from a basket hill sword from armor class, and yeah, you can barely tell. I didn't sand it, I didn't file it, it's just the way it is. Here's another mark, and here's a little bit like right there. Most of the hits actually go in here. Finheim, stop that. Most of the hit goes there just because that is really where I received the hits. And of course, a little bit in there as well. Overall, you really can't tell anything. I seriously think the weld or anything is going to fail, but by God, no damage. Wow, can you guys see that? Oh, there you go. But overall, I have these things for sparring, like hardcore sparring, and I'm literally here trying to nitpick little damages that it held. I'm gonna keep playing around with this, and if it breaks, well, I guess I gotta weld it back together, but holy crap, I am impressed.